Okay, we're broadcasting. What do you want to say to the people?
Oh, my audio's
Oh, include your audio, Duncan.
Hey everybody. It's me.
Leah, is your audio included?
It's not. I'm including
Hey.
Woo.
Well, while those guys are working this out, this is BROverwatch. We are back on our bullshit for Overwatch with the dream team of me, Duncan, and Leah. They will check in once they've got it. And I don't think I made this mode work. I tried to make a thing with bots, and it's just not worked. Leah's invited me to play Overwatch. I'm already playing Overwatch, Leah. I'm already here.
Oh.
I just really wanted you to join again.
Ooh, Jamie, please play with me, she said.
Play with me in this space.
Yeah,
Play
I
with me in
pressed
this
the wrong
space.
button. I'm here now.
I don't know what I did to fuck this up so badly. I pressed the buttons to put AIs in, and then they never show up. Maybe they're
I found you
hiding.
again.
Hello. Wait, hang on.
I finally worked out how to make these fireworks.
You look a bit like Donald Sutherland.
I like that because I know exactly what you mean, and it's such a specific era of Donald Sutherland. This is like Hunger Games Donald Sutherland, or
Oh, it is.
Yes.
when
Oh,
he
sorry.
or when he was the baddie in or was he the goodie? I can't remember. He was in that remake of the Italian Job for like the first scene,
Was
and then he died.
I forgot that
Spoiler,
happened.
was.
I guess. Yeah.
Was he a
That
mix between bad and good?
Aren't we all?
I mean, the Donald Sutherland, the duality of Sutherland is one for the ages, I think.
Join us.
Yeah, you
Join
can expect
us
him
for
to be
another-
bad.
We're here for another episode of Podland Southercast, where we talk about
Southercast? Now, Kiefer Sutherland,
really want that to
I
be a
will
thing
say,
now.
is so far outside the scope of this podcast. Please join us on
It makes
Wednesdays
no sense.
for
Like,
Keith
God, we should.
Cast 2000.
Chief Keef.
Oh fuck! I died.
Wait, what have you done? Have you died?
Yeah.
Yes, you died.
Did you jump off something?
Yeah, I thought there was floor, and there wasn't floor, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Leah, as the guest, what's on your mind this week? I'm gonna get out of this game.
Yeah, let's start something new game on. Leah, tell us what's going on.
Today's actually last week's actually been a good week. Both genuinely surprised slashed, like really appreciated our friends actually listening all the way through. Like Sean said, "Oh, I loved when you said this," and I was like, "Oh, you listened."
She did. She
Aw.
told me she enjoyed when I had to explain the story of my Tinder anecdote, which actually wasn't a Tinder story. It was an OkCupid story. And I got confused. She was like, "How did
No,
you
it's
even do
good.
that?" I had to explain the ins and outs of how it actually happened, but it was very funny. I hope that person is well and happy, and no longer like inflicted bullshit on daily. Because that's a truly low.
But also made for a really good story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start sneaking one of those in at the end of every episode. See whether people listen the whole way through. Once we get to the hour mark, I'm just gonna be like, "So here's some stuff."
I
Yeah,
think
people really enjoyed it.
what I'm gonna do is
Yeah,
actually during the episode at some point I'm gonna yell out a number, and over a series of weeks it's gonna form a set of coordinates.
It's gonna be your pin
good.
number, isn't it?
It's probably that's the only number I can think of in 5 seconds.
I love it.
I'm
God, it
just
would
saying that to
Take such a lot for people
I'm
to act
so
on that.
bad at tweeting.
Oh, are you tweeting out the link?
Are you
Yeah,
trying to tweet at the same time?
career
Yeah.
and paying rent is what we're talking about.
Oh
today,
shit!
right?
Wait, I am now the new
Yes.
owner of the game.
What?
Oh, are you? That's
Oh.
fun. Who did that?
Did I fuck that up?
I don't.
I think
I
you
didn't
did
do
it.
anything. That's you, right?
Ultimate
That's
Disgrace
you
left
in the
game.
group.
Oh, you've left,
Am I-
Andy, Jamie.
Oh.
Have I? What? What happened?
No, you've left.
Dunno.
I'm now the
I'm
new
here.
owner.
I'm still
I'm
here,
the
according to me.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
The captain. I was always the captain.
Part of me, no, in fact, no. I was about to say something about Black Panther, but I was just like, I was hoping that line would appear in that film at some point, and it never did. But that's the only way I was disappointed by that film.
It's
I can't
such a
wait
good
to see it.
film. It's such a good film.
It's so good.
Wait, are we all in the game now?
I think so.
Yes.
It says I'm in the game.
I'm
No.
Forest.
Excellent. I feel
Um,
loud.
It's
Lovely.
I don't know
Oh,
what's
I like
happened.
who I am.
It won't be
We're
there.
all
Who
here.
knows?
Yeah, you're all here.
Yeah, okay. We're in the group. Okay. Okay.
Guys, I have
we
a
can do
question.
this. What's your question?
Ooh,
Is
question.
the number below your profile related to how well you've done so far?
It's how you've gone up, so not quite.
It's like how much you've
more like-
played.
Yeah. Like
So I'm like 100 and
Jamie's, you're at
something.
level 6, so you don't play very much. Jamie's at a much higher level because he's played a lot more, but he's still fundamentally not good at this game.
I loot boxes
neither
is
am
the
I.
thing about that. Loot
Yeah.
boxes, and when you give me a bar, I'll fill that bar, especially when there's like some gambling at the end of it. And so I'm like 125 odd levels in, I think, and that makes like it.
Got it.
It like I think in theory, it's ooh, that's a nice spray. It's supposed to kind of matchmake you with people of a similar level, but that doesn't mean anything. It's an imperfect system, is the thing.
Yes.
Duncan, what has been on your mind this week?
What's been on my mind this week? It has been a very stressful week, not for me specifically, but for the world. It's been very sad. I guess we probably won't dwell on that because we're not experts on that sort of thing.
Wait, what are you
than
talking
that,
about specifically here?
About the
Oh,
shooting in Florida.
yes.
Which was
Yeah.
horrendous.
Which is horrific and very bad. And
Yes.
I have nothing to offer except thoughts and prayers.
Yes. I can't remember who it was who tweeted it, but I have started to lose my patience with people being like, "Oh wow, you've got prayers," and I'm like, "Yeah, people got prayers. They don't have anything else. Like,
Yeah.
let people pray. Like, you know, people don't come here and tell me that I need to pray. But if you want to pray, you pray."
Like, it's from,
sort of
like,
thing.
you and me saying it than, like, politicians saying it, I think. Also, we're, like,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah, no, no,
Americans. We don't have
100%, yeah.
much power in this situation. Like, we're in the UK. We banned firearms after we had the Dunblane shooting. Just, you know, all around. And we haven't had one since. So that feels, like, important somehow. But, like, it's different from us saying something like that. Like, you know, my thoughts on, you know, atheist prayers are, you know, not in a neckbeard kind of way.
Christ,
I know.
that wasn't even a neckbeard who said that.
Is it not?
That was one of those. No, that was Laurie Penny.
Oh, was it?
I'll remember that.
It's.
She's a neckbeard in a way.
I don't know. I think Laura Perrin is alright. So like.
She's probably
I,
but anyway.
well, yeah. I mean, there's criticisms and things like that, but there always are.
Yeah.
But like, there's obviously a difference between me and you both saying that, and people with any kind of legislative power saying that rather than doing nothing.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's the people who genuinely have nothing else. That's completely fine.
Yeah.
But like, you know.
Yeah. You have my outrage, I think, is the thing. You have that. I will share that Onion article. We did a thing.
We haven't done it yet. We've been doing very well though. I think we can do
That's
it.
half
These
the
guys
battle.
suck.
Yes, exactly. That's good. This is good for us. Maybe we'll win one. Maybe we'll win one and be able to share some strict 6 strats for our people.
Yes.
So other than that, Duncan,
I'm
what's been on your
I'm
mind?
very
You
good this
said-
morning, and you want to know the exact reason that I'm very good this morning?
What is
Is
that?
that yesterday, me and my lady friend, we went up to Borough Market and did
I keep
the thing
forgetting you
that
have
is
a
the
lady
best food
friend.
of the
now. You
world.
kept that one quiet.
I know. I did not.
Is it a proper lady friend?
It's probably a proper lady friend. I don't know. We've been going out for about 7 to 8 weeks now, I think. It's all a bit, I mean, it's been quite dense, but we did that milestone, whereas we bought all the nicest, most expensive food we can find, and then ate it, and then ate more of it for breakfast. We went to Borough Market and got extremely nice cheese and extremely nice like wild boar sausage and really nice bread.
Well done.
And some quince jelly, which I love, and ate.
Oh, quince jelly is so good.
It was great.
Hi,
It's so good.
Hello.
Um,
We're getting shot at. We're
and
getting
yeah,
shot at.
so I feel very good about that, and I've had nothing but to eat today apart from cheese and bread. So, you know, nothing's getting me down.
There's nothing that bonds people more than like buying really good food and enjoying really good food, especially cheese.
Exactly.
I mean, that is
and we also have
honestly...
the amazing thing.
Oh
We
fuck you,
discovered the
Dom.
cheat code,
28.
which if you show up at Borough Market at like 4, then everyone is quite keen to get rid of their stuff. So we ended up
Oh, I
getting
love
like
that.
extra cheese a lot.
Taking
and that was
notes,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah, exactly.
We
Plus
went to
having
the
a
exotic meat
because
stall at that kind of time. We came away with like so much.
oh my God,
It's like, do you want some
yes.
crocodile? Yes, I do. I never had crocodile. It's horrible. I didn't
Just-
enjoy it.
But I'll have it. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, thank you.
slide it into this trough I inexplicably have in my bag.
Guys,
What
I
do you mean
eliminated
inexplicably?
the awesome sauce.
You did. Well done.
Yeah.
That makes you the new awesome sauce by like law.
I'll take
Did
it.
you eliminate it from the dictionary? 'Cause that would be good.
I'll work on that next.
I don't think there's a huge amount. I
no.
don't think there's such a thing as someone who uses like compound words that have the word awesome in that isn't very bad. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, awesomeness or
Yeah.
what are the other ones? There's some really bad ones.
Awesome lols.
That's
The
pretty good.
loller copter. Oh no.
Rufflecopter.
The ruffle. Oh,
I guess
so yeah.
Lollicopter
Sorry.
actually makes more
The
sense.
loller coaster.
The Lollicoaster is probably one of the worst things that anyone has
Oh,
ever
I said coaster.
That's
I just have a
surprisingly
strange. I have a
frequent.
strange accent, I think, more than anything. I want it to be very clear. I did not say the word loller coaster.
Oh yeah.
Leah, what about you? What's on your mind?
Jamie will be taking enough of the questions at the time. We've done Leah. It's you.
No, we haven't. We got a little bit into
Oh,
it.
did we not?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. We can do some
That's
more.
why I
of
asked
this.
you
I
first.
died.
Okay, that's
Oh
good.
no,
That's a good start.
That's the worst thing. Yeah, you've had a hell of a time.
Leah's
Guys,
ghost.
I have some news on food as well. We had this morning. I say we had. I didn't make anything. I just ate it. But it was salmon and eggs, and then blue cheese.
Oh
On
wow,
toast.
how'd that go?
I did not think it was so interesting because the cheese. Oh, so the salmon and the eggs kind of hit you straight away, and the cheese comes in later. So it is such an experience. Yeah.
Stealth cheese.
That does
like
sound
it.
amazing. I've never
Yeah.
thought about salmon and blue cheese together. I'll be honest.
I hadn't either, and I was skeptical. Oh shit, balls!
Oh no,
Sorry.
no, no! It's
Okay.
fine. It's all gonna be fine.
We gotta speed up, guys.
I
trying to
can't
hear
find you.
We gotta get over that line.
Bastian is sleeping.
Oh.
Die, die. No, not me. Other people die.
Oh.
No! God damn it! God damn it!
No shit.
Fuck this game!
It's gonna be fun. We only have to get a little bit further. So I'm very excited by this blue cheese thing. I've made a lot of blue cheese mistakes before. I keep forgetting that if you.
That's an
I knew that was
excellent turn of phrase! Let's try Zenyatta.
I've made a lot of blue cheese mistakes. I keep forgetting that when you make it hot, it becomes infinitely more smelly,
Yes.
and that is
Yeah.
a real problem.
Yeah.
That can be very harrowing if you time it badly. Harrowing leaks I really enjoy as well. Oh no, we've moved backwards.
Oh no.
I'm being Zenyatta because most of my deaths in this game are Zenyatta related, so I feel like he's actually a good character, and I should get used to him.
Who's this?
Oh shit.
Oh,
Fuck
I can't
you.
stand him.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Farah. Don't really care for anything you do or
Are you
represent.
dancing? Oh no, that's not you.
Jamie, what
I
was
am
your worst
not.
cheese mistake?
My worst cheese mistake. I never really made a big cheese mistake. I once had one that was
You're right,
too
that is funny.
sharp for me. We tend to do like
You
Christmas
should get one of
time.
those big round cheeses. Those are
Yeah,
not very
round
sharp at all.
cheeses. They're not very sharp. Ah, Duncan, you're better than this.
Thank you. I'm absolutely not.
I
Your
believe
favourite
it.
joke is qualifications. Like, you're exactly on that level.
What? Oh,
Oh no, we lost! Shit!
we did lose. That's
We got
okay.
to
Ah,
the
look
side
at
by
us.
New
Look
Zealand.
at the
Did
fan.
very well, though. Aww. Wait, we've got a fan.
Paint.
No. Farah had a fan in the victory thing.
Well,
We don't have a
shouldn't
fan.
have a fan. 'Cause
We'd have many fans.
We'll get a
obviously.
fan.
obviously.
Oh, I think we all die in this video.
Oh
In
no.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
We
there
were
I
literally
go.
all
Yeah.
killed in that stream.
Yeah, that tracks. That's fine.
Yeah, I could see that coming.
Look, it brings us closer
We'll
to
be
the loot
okay.
box. That's
Oh.
the main thing.
I don't want to vote for either of those people. I did very well in that game, but never mind.
I'm not voting.
No, neither am I.
So-
Fuck these guys.
I
Wait,
was alive for a bit.
Yeah.
Jamie, it's time to check in with you.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, Jamie.
Well, I
Yeah,
talked about
Jamie.
it last week.
Yeah,
Being back
Jamie.
on my meds
Yeah,
after
Jamie.
some time away.
Oh yeah.
And I always forget that kind of readjusting kind of kicks my ass. So I've been very, very sleepy, mostly.
Yeah. I think we did this episode, but when like Julie Burchill wrote an article that was like, I went back on my meds for a day, and that means meds are bad.
Oh yeah,
was like, okay.
vaguely. Yeah, that was the very first thing we talked about. I think.
Let's pick apart this.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the first week, in fact, 2 weeks for me were absolutely brutal. I think the day that I started on them for the first time ever, I helped Joel and John move a bookshelf across London, just like walking with it, and like on the way I was just thinking like, wow, this is making me, this is not a heavy bookcase, I should not be this tired, and John and I just fell asleep on the sofa, and people did things around me. nothing sinister. I just realised I painted a bit of an unfortunate picture there, but yeah, no, it kicked my ass.
It's difficult.
But,
It's just gonna be a couple weeks of readjustment. It's not like citalopram just knocks me out like full stop, as a side effect. And sertraline is kind of just nice. So I know it's just readjustment. But I just gonna kind of, I just been quite useless. Like I always feel guilty if I'm not like able to do any work or anything like that. Like I'm always able to do something, however bad it is, or like concentrate on something. But like right now, nah, not so much. Nope.
Oh well, it's fine. You'll be fine.
It's fine.
Once it's all settled in, you'll be alright.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good. Oh shit. Oh Christ. Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh shit. Oh Christ.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh no, there's one.
Right. Okay. I
there's
don't
one in
think
space.
Moira's the pick. Oh no, we've got a healer now. That's good.
I
let's-
lost you guys. Are you in this? Oh no.
I'm in this
Are
game.
we in this
I'm
game?
killing a lot of people.
Yeah. You're Zarya.
Oh
Right?
yeah, I see both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes.
All right.
I just haven't like physically
Actually, wait,
found you.
No. Wrong character.
This is not
I'm
the
gonna
place
go
to physically find
Reinhardt.
boys.
It's the worst dating service.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wrong character.
Wrong character. There we go.
Oh, Duncan, I found you. All is well
Yeah.
again.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay.
I'm also
Aw.
found you. Hello.
Oh wow, you're.
I'm
Yeah,
Reinhardt,
that's
and
yeah.
he's awesome. Yeah, Reinhardt's amazing. Reinhardt's awesome.
Reinhardt is very
I
good
love
for
him.
this.
Reinhardt is my
Well,
style icon. I think like Rocket Knight is pretty much exactly what I want to be in my life.
No.
You
My
die,
gun.
you stupid username.
Yeah, I killed someone.
Yeah.
Now that's an insult for the ages.
You stupid username.
Okay.
Oh, I got killed from behind.
So talking point today is
Yes.
Yes.
based on something that Chris Anka, brother of Carl Anka, famous Carl, is going through right now. Is
Findus Lasagna on Twitter.
yeah, Findus with a PH is kind of going
You can
through.
see his very good art.
He's very good. I keep meaning to actually commission him
It's very
to do
good,
something for
isn't it?
Overwatch. He
Yeah.
is struggling with because he's in art school right now.
Balance.
He's struggling with like balancing finding his passion and like making money off it and paying the rent and like finding that like the balance between like you do what you love versus you do things that pay the rent that maybe aren't exactly it. And I thought you guys would be like good to talk to about this because a bit like me, like you're both
Oh boy, yes.
you're both creative people, but
Yes,
again we
yes,
got to pay a
yes.
massive extortionate amount of rent because we all live in London.
Yeah.
But so Leah, you're an actor, voice person, a voiceover actor
Yeah,
as well,
voice
but
person.
that's not your main source of income, if I'm right. I don't know.
No.
Um,
No. No,
you refuse
went through
how
this
much
in,
taxes to be paid.
Oh, sorry, I shot you. I went through most of this and like deciding on this. I think in 2011, I just finished drama school, and I got extremely lucky and stupidly lucky that I was in a feature film straight out of drama school, which kind of like made me think, oh, this would be great. Yeah, this is totally my life now. And then
Was that
after
a good
that,
feature film?
it was so it premiered in Prince Charles. Cinema, I
Oh,
think
this is
before I kind of
modified, right? Or
Yeah.
something.
So
along
I got
that
to play this
line.
really cool character. It's called Cole. I had no eyes. I was like, if you think of like Storm in X-Men, those are my eyes. I had none.
Amazing.
Oh wow.
Anyway, but then I quickly learned afterwards that if I wanted to stay in London, I really needed an actual job. So then I started looking for any jobs that had anything to do with Dutch, like Dutch language, speaking Dutch, anything like that. And I got to work in advertising, getting Dutch bloggers and then UK bloggers to like put advertising on their sites, and I never really left that.
But you're very good at what you do. Like you're very you're like from what I know of real jobs, which is, let's face it, almost nothing. Like you're good at it, but it's not like
I do, and the thing is, like
it's not your passion. You know what I mean?
I started to really like it, and I started to, because I was like, oh, I can do this. This is fun, you know, like account management, and started doing a lot more in content marketing, doing like webinars and seminars and stuff. And I was like, oh, actually, it's not my passion. It's not my, it's not what I, when I was 15, I was like, right, what am I going to do with my life? I'll be an account manager.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's some 15-year-olds out there that are like that. I never met them. But,
I would actually, I dispute that, and I think what they actually want to do is things that have fit into more of a kid job loop that require the same thinking and like the same sort of creative processes. They just don't realize it yet.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think the kids that wanted to be vets instead want to do a job that sort of involves.
You're playing the game.
Oh shit! Yes! Hey!
Scorpion play of the game is always
Anyway,
the
keep
fun
talking,
one
'cause
to
that was
see.
really good.
But yeah. To continue my point, I think like people who wanted to be vets growing up ended up ending up doing jobs that involve like nurturing people, so probably ended up in like management or maybe in HR or maybe in teaching jobs and that sort of thing. I think there are other examples, I don't know, people that wanted to be like scientists ended up doing quite analytical stuff. I wanted to make Lego for a living when I was 6. I ended up being sort of a creative, which is kind of the same, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what did you want to be when you grew up? Starting, both of you, but I guess Leah first.
I wanted to be a child's book author.
Oh,
Children's book
amazing.
author. That was very Dutch. But yeah,
children's
writing
book
stories. I know, children's book author. Yeah. I was always writing stories about like young girls walking away from home and like running away and like doing adventure stuff. So I really wanted to be that when I grew up. I wanted to be a writer.
Instead, you became that person.
You did.
Yeah, then I really wanted to be an actress, and that never went away. And I still want to.
But you're acting in something very soon.
You act.
Yeah, you do
I know.
act.
It's fun. Yeah.
You've been in a number of Jamie Drew joints, as no one is calling them.
Yep, that is definitely the pinnacle of your career, which is quite sad.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, do you guys have this as well? Like, when you actually do the thing you love, like acting, whether that's acting or, you kind of also miss that. Oh, I did that more analytical element, kind of missing spreadsheets and working with numbers and working out stuff, which is weird.
I never have. No, but like I say, I've never had like a real job. Like, so when I was a kid,
doing your passion for a living.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's variable, and I'm very lucky to be able to do that.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
But what was I saying? So when I was a kid, I wanted to be a paleontologist until I saw Jurassic Park and realized that the beginning of the film is what they did. Well, yeah, like in the beginning of the film, like that's what they actually did, and I got that, and I was like, no, thank you. And I
right.
floundered
I actually
for a
liked it too.
while when I was a kid until I saw Pulp Fiction the first time. I was like, I'm gonna make movies, as any 16-year-old boy does. And I think basically here I am with a few like sidetracks into like medical fields and copywriting. I was a writer for a while as well, which is how I know Duncan.
Sure.
And I mean
I guess-
that like writing didn't do it for me because I couldn't balance that whole versus rent paying thing. Because I don't really have much of an interest in like content for social media stuff, and I probably will not ever. Fuck! Go back! Teleport! Yes, there we go. Everything's fine.
I think we represent quite an interesting triangle because so Leah, you don't really do your passion at work at all. I sort of do in a very diminished way. And
Right,
you sort of do mostly in a way, if that makes sense. Like your passion, your job is sort of an extension of your passion. Mine, you could argue, contains elements of it, and then you have the two things completely separate. But would you say would you say you're fulfilled in like what you want to do creatively?
No.
Like, that's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah, no. I did realise, and I realised this in my last job, I actually really enjoyed doing like more presentation stuff. I really enjoyed doing seminars because I could, exactly like you said, you can combine what you enjoy doing and kind of almost acting, I guess, and presenting something and doing that like kind of more creative element to your like job. So I started doing that a lot more, and I really enjoy that. So I guess it's about bringing most of what you actually love doing into a job that you might be good at. God, I hope no one from work is listening to this. I do like my job.
Like that's the thing though. Like
It's okay,
you can
no.
like the job. I think you can like the job, but like, I think that is a constant battle for anybody that wants to be creative. It's difficult to balance these things out, and I kind of wanted to know how to reconcile it.
I sort of try and find the creative element in what I'm doing. Like, I mean, I write tweets and run a website, and like, there's a creative element in running the website. There's a creative element in working out like what stuff to find, and then I guess work out the best way of doing what I like doing creatively in my spare time, which is getting people to tell me scripts to write, and then I write the scripts, and then they go into the production pile for Jamie and I to make in 2020.
Hey man, I'm not a producer here. You know that. We've had this conversation about that one.
Sorry. Oh no, it's fine. We'll definitely get around to it. And it looks like there's a chance of at least 2 of them getting made this year, which is very cool.
Oh yeah, we're doing the side piece stuff, like our friend's web series.
Yeah, definitely.
We've both got one going on there. As well, which is
gosh, we won!
Hey!
Woo!
Hang on, let me
Look at us
do a
securing
little pose.
objectives.
Hell yeah!
Gosh.
Well, I get chopped to pieces.
I guess part of it is not seeing like I think a lot of people bump into. This is why watching girls really infuriated me, because she gets that job working at what is essentially GQ, writing like she gets a job. She essentially gets given a free job at GQ, and it's working on the sponsored content desk. So she's writing essentially like big juicy ad copy, but in like a very creative way. And she gets to do really interesting stuff with it, but then she sort of quits in a half because it doesn't feel real. And it's debatable whether the show actually like sympathizes with her or thinks she's been a giant idiot.
I mean,
but I think,
she
like, part of
writes
it was,
the thing
like,
and makes the thing, so I think it kind of does.
I have not seen a single episode of that.
I think like, she is critical of the character. But it's very hard to tell because she's such a dingus in real life.
She's a dingus in real life.
She's it makes you rethink like all of your like, wow, what a nuanced character, and then you're like, I think maybe actually they're all dinguses, and that's like you're meant to think they're cool dinguses. Right?
I've never heard of the word dingus before, but I'm
dingus is
agreeing.
very good. Is the
Dingus
thing
is
about the
stupid,
word
but
dingus.
It can mean penis or stupid person, but no one ever uses it to mean penis.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
we can bring it back here.
I guess part of it is like...
It's such a good word, because I knew what
yeah.
it meant without knowing what it meant. Yeah.
I also like
Yeah.
ding dong.
Ding dong is very, very good.
Ding a dong.
And that also works in exactly the same way. What was I going to say? Yeah, I guess part of it is just like changing your attitude in your head from by doing this I am compromising to by doing this I am allowing myself to do the other thing in a different way, and also I have to do this to live, and you know.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Well, goodbye.
Bye. This has been a great podcast, guys.
Yeah, you
Precisely.
nailed it. We can. Yeah. No,
This is
but
what I keep thinking
yeah.
as well. Like, if like there's a whole like thing about a starving artist as well, and it's you know, generally borne out to be true, especially if like me, you're kind of unemployable and don't really have a choice except to do the thing that you're good at. It like that, you know, bears out now and then. Don't get me wrong, but
Sure.
that is kind of a oh fuck me. All right, maybe gotta change some tracer. Maybe it's time for Doomfist. Like that's a whole thing, but like what I keep coming back to, quite honestly, is kind of when I am, you know, in the coffers a bit better. I am happier and I'm more creative. I can kind of allow myself to be a bit more risk-takey, I guess, or
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. There's like there's obviously like mental stuff going on there as well. I've mentioned 1,000 times in this very show, where kind of therapy doesn't really work for me because the moment I'm relatively okay money-wise, I'm fine. And that feels like an important thing as well, especially when you're doing things like setting rates and things like that. And
Yeah,
that's
I
a
agree.
whole nother. There's a certain amount of self-support sense that needs to happen for yourself to thrive and grow.
Sure.
Yeah, and like
If any of that
not
makes sense,
having
I'm sorry.
money problems and being able to do nice thing, being able to travel, not being constantly worried.
Oh man,
That
travel. Imagine
in
traveling.
itself, you know, it's so much better. And then in that kind of, you know, spare time that you do have, even though it's not much because we Londoners, I think, are constantly working, but in a little bit of spare time that you do have, being able to do what you actually love. So hey, I guess as long as you not hate your job.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does help if you don't hate your job.
Yeah.
I think, like, the important thing to point out about the starving artist thing is that a lot of your favorite starving artists had, like, grants and sponsors and benefactors, and they were valuable in those days.
I mean, I think the big one
of them.
that people bring up is J.K. Rowling, who, like, was literally on, like, an artist grant for,
Yeah.
you know, to be able to write Harry Potter. Literally for that exact reason.
Yeah, and like fair play, like she did a great thing, but like she was able to be supported on that. She did very well with the money that she had because kids on it as well. But like
she writes, I can't even imagine.
I think if someone had offered her a writing job, I can't imagine she would have turned it down.
No, good lord, no. Like I get it. I entirely get this. I entirely get this line of reasoning and like the fears there. Like, there's obviously jobs that like I take on, like that I enjoy less, like events work, and like I don't consider myself a wedding photographer, but I'll do them. Like I'm not a particularly.
You're married to your camera.
I am married to my camera, so I don't really get the whole wedding thing. I'm like, it's fine. Just marry the inanimate object, guys. It's easier. It's cheaper. Like there's always gonna be those jobs, but even within that kind of thing, there are always, especially if you're working like as an artist or as a musician or what the fuck ever. Like I think there's always ways to kind of make it more fulfilling for yourself. and that's just what growth is. Like in my opinion, I always think like if I approach something, on the terms that it demands, like a challenge or a job that I enjoy less, and I kind of force myself to be a bit more creative or something in that job, then I'm better. I'm a better person by the end of it.
Like many things in life, I would like to blame the movie La La Land for this.
Yes, that's right. Let's can we dunk on La La Land some more? I really enjoy that.
I'm happy too.
That whole dumb shit, like how he should feel bad for being a struggling musician playing keyboard in a band playing infinitely more interesting music. Like, fuck you, you're on a guitar. I never get to play guitar. Or like when he's in John Legend's band and openly slags John Legend, the star of the film who makes music like that in real life. I mean, I know there is like a school of thought of like whether you're meant to dislike that character or like him or agree. But he's still the romantic protagonist. You're still going to want them to get together. Like,
well,
he's not like
about, So the other podcast I do with my partner is the kind of a pop culture deep dive podcast thing. And the thing we talk about this week is Bob's Burgers, where we talked about like one thing I love about that show is how Bob Belcher, the main character, a lot of the conflict comes down to kind of like, I could do if I did this, but I was happy and I would love what. I really relate to this, especially it's not presented as heroic. Like, it fucks him over every time and kind of keeps it all in that sitcom existence of in
the sitcom loop.
Yeah, in the sitcom loop. And I like that it's not heroic, and that means to me the choice made here. Which is, I think, make now and then. Like,
I always enjoyed about that show that he is good at his job and like makes nice burgers.
I enjoy that greatly.
That was one thing that I kind of never really. That one element that I always found funny in The Simpsons, but always found a bit attaching, is that like he's meant to be an absolutely appalling nuclear safety inspector, and that's supposed to be fine. And I'm like, I forgive Homer Simpson lots and lots of other things because he's a very loving man, but I don't know if being like profoundly neglectful is something I really aspire to.
To be fair, The Simpsons at its best is satirical. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not supposed to be like slice of life stuff, really. So I guess that is the thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's a stereotype though. That's definitely a thing, and this is what makes us think this kind of thing. And I think it's just a switch in just thought, I guess. I don't know. I can't really like tell anybody to do any fucking thing here because I'm unemployable. I don't have much of a choice here. If I'm not making money, I don't really have many other options available to me. Not good at anything else. Like, I found my one skill in this world, and I've kind of been forced to kind of make that a thing rather than like say like you follow your passion. I didn't really. I just know how to work a camera. And I worry almost constantly, especially lately, that that's not enough. Like, lately I'm just
I object to there being buttons on the side of the camera as well as on the top. What do those do? I don't understand.
Mate, no one knows.
What do I press?
Thing. Like, I don't know much about the physics. I didn't study this, is there anything like that? I just have a way with people, and that's kind of what made me good at being a waiter or like a cafe worker and things. And it doesn't really make me good at much of anything else. That's just a thing. That's just a thing that happened. Like, I didn't follow the passion. It kind of found me, and I love what I do. But I'm never particularly satisfied with the work that I output, if that makes sense. Because I am deeply... I have, to put it charitably, problems.
Charitable problems. I like
charitable problems. I do also have charitable problems. I am absolutely a sucker for like a sob story. And so I will just give like money out when I ever have any to my own sob story. I'm like, I deserve a tenner.
I've literally been I've been a UNICEF donator for ages because two very sad people came to my door and it was raining and I thought they needed some tea and then they also needed £20 a month. And then They call me a lot, but sometimes they call me just after I find out I've got a new job, and then I'm kind of like, I don't have a leg to stand on. So I have no idea how much I'm giving to them a lot at this point, but it's
Do
not
they know?
an insignificant amount. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is it like a
We need to
Facebook
visit
thing? Do they
Duncan.
have a deal going with Facebook? Yeah, exactly. Oh, they haven't come back to my door, which I find quite personally offensive, but I think maybe they don't go door to door with people that they know already. Well, they have moved,
yeah.
so. Oh, I do live in a gated community now, though, so...
Oh, you do? Yeah, I
You
forgot
know,
about
there's... Yeah. You're one of the 3 or 4 people who've actually been to my house that I haven't then subsequently embarked on a lengthy relationship with.
Really? Aw.
God knows I
quite
tried. Oh, well, it's just no one can be asked to come to Peckham, and also, I don't know. There's not a huge amount to do here that I don't like doing on my own more.
I'm actually thinking now about, like, in terms of all this, like, what I've been thinking about is, like, why I don't want to get... Like, I could make probably more money if I pivoted to being a wedding photographer. But I don't want to. And that's, like, I rationalize about it by saying, like, well, you know, it's a skill set, and it definitely is. Or, like, a wedding videographer. I've done these jobs before, and I'll do them again. But, like, I am not a particularly good, quote-unquote, wedding photographer. I'm a good documentary person.
Yeah.
But, like, wedding photography and videography is its own genre.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I don't wanna. It's just not, it's not interesting to me at all, and that's definitely coming to that. It's just not interesting to me. I have a lot of respect for people who do it. I have a lot of friends that do it, and they're very, very good, like Barry and Joe and my friend Rebecca.
Arguably, you have too many friends who do it.
Arguably, I absolutely do, because there are 1,000 of me in this fucking city alone.
And
But
you're all
Jamie-
competing for the same, like, 20 weddings.
Oh my god! Right, but like I don't find it interesting to me. Like it's the same reason I don't really do stand up anymore. It's like the same thing again and again and again, and also I'm not good at it. Like also I'm not funny.
Well, Jamie, do you think
sorry.
just the fact that you find it less interesting than, say, documentaries or short films, or means that you automatically also assume that, oh, I'm less good at it because I have
Oh, I mean,
haven't got
almost
this passion
definitely.
for it, so I won't.
I mean, almost definitely, sure. I mean, right? That's that.
Yeah.
I haven't pursued it. I haven't really like. Again, I do this kind of stuff, but like when I got hired for these things, it's like, oh, we like the documentary stuff, and we don't want to pose for things for very long, which is what I'm good at. I'm good at getting access, good at getting people to let the guard down, yada yada yada, and I don't know.
You were very good at getting people to
Yeah,
let their
I
guard
saw that in person 2 weeks ago. You really made
You
someone who
did,
didn't really want to
yeah,
talk,
I did a
like,
job for your
really
company.
open up. Yeah.
He was nice.
down.
That was great.
Are you talking about yourself in the third person there?
Yeah, she is. She does.
Oh,
that.
absolutely no. I would
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen, I think, like,
Leah's
when
constant
I saw
camera ready.
The photo shoot that you did with Jamie of, like, the entire room covered in pizza, I feel like really opened a door that I didn't know was there to be opened. Oh, wow. This is a thing that people will do. I'm doing my thing where I'm hugging my gun, and it's got a medal on it.
Aw.
Yeah, that is. Jamie is very good at doing those things. Where every now and then I'm just like, oh, this counts.
Yeah, this absolutely counts.
This is something that. Yeah.
Also, Jamie, I have to say, we did that shoot when I was in, like, a very bad OCD place,
Really?
and we covered the bed in crumbles.
Oh
and
yeah,
I
no.
was fine.
I did keep asking. I do remember this.
I've thought about that.
Yeah,
Really good shoot,
no,
man.
but I was fine. I think it's the way that we did it, and the fact that it was such a, like, relaxed. It's fine. We'll get rid of it afterwards.
It's
you know?
fine. Also,
Just
you
made
had
me
a
go,
lot of.
yeah.
Also, how?
You had a massive Matt pizza.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much of the pizza did you eat, and did that have an effect?
I think we ate it afterwards, but there were also a lot of cookies and biscuits
Yeah.
and.
I was a very full boy. Well, I mean, it's the
Yeah.
thing. This is why, like, I pitched that shoot to Leah, is because Leah's obviously a very beautiful woman, but I've also shotgun a pizza. In that 30 rock, just kind of folds it and jaw. Leah, do that like one selection time, and I looked away for a second, and it was gone.
This is all true.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was. But you're like
I love.
big. It's
I
really,
love.
yeah.
I'm just imagining someone like making a pizza into a funnel and then jamming a hole in the bottom, pulling the top off, and then all the toppings just sliding directly into
Oh,
my
that's
mouth.
beautiful. That should be a thing. I fully believe that should be a thing.
That's so good. I just remember when we all shot Optimus together, which is
yeah,
followed
yeah.
for exactly one scene.
Yeah.
It's great because in front of
It was
us
a good
like
scene.
it was a great scene. It was because Ella had made us some futuristic tofu,
Yes. Oh, that was such good
which
food.
I then spent like after we'd done all the wide shots, I just spent the rest of the scene discreetly eating.
Yeah, no,
while we
that
were doing all
did.
the
I did
close-ups.
notice that. Yeah, yeah.
It turns out I really like cold tofu covered in soy and sesame seeds,
Like it's
which
a.
does look like future food.
It does, especially for what it was, which is an environmentally apocalypse film.
I could not do that scene. I kept laughing.
It was.
It was
I
so
felt
funny.
so bad as well because like we're all like fucking around. Like I had to make Steph cry, and like she had to leave the room to
Yeah.
like
I
go
know.
and think about sad things, and it felt so bad because we
I
were
felt
not.
very unprofessional.
I feel very professional every day of my life.
Luckily for you, and I think this shows in the final film, is that the emotion of trying not to laugh and trying to look as uncomfortable as possible. They're very similar faces. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
there are definitely a couple of shots where I'm just like, this looks. I know exactly what's happening here, but it does look like you're trying to look away.
Yeah, no,
Not
same.
like
I remember
sob with
holding
laughter.
on to my wine glass and just kind of like,
Yeah.
like
oh
really
fucking
like
hell! Oh Christ!
just like to not laugh, and it looks like I'm just really uncomfortable, but really I was just holding everything together to not burst into tears.
I mean, like on this note as well, like I when I first started out, and is it just me or is Moira really slow? When I started
Moira's
out
slow.
like making films or doing this kind of thing, I took it all so seriously as well, and like this is the kind of thing like I would yell at my friends and massively alienate them.
I remember when you did that to me because I was being very debauched.
I do not. Oh yeah, no, that's and also two of our friends got yelled at, and now we're married or getting married.
Oh
cat
yeah.
together.
And what if
that's
with me the night before?
Aw, that's good. That's public now.
I forgot.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
live.
Oh shit.
Oh dear.
Maybe we can get this.
I don't think either of them are gonna watch. It's fine.
They're
Oh,
lovely,
Cal
and
does say
they're-
hello, by the way. He says he misses you. I saw him the other night.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I miss Cal. We're just
So,
never
like-
in the same place anymore because
No, I know.
he's
well,
happily domesticated and good.
they've got a very good cat.
Cat is so good.
So on this note, I kind of took it so seriously, and like I did this a lot. Like I kind of watch a lot of like I know a lot of filmmakers and things. I do hang out in those circles a bit, and what I see a lot of is people trying to make something that's very commercial and very like beautiful and just kind of very trendy, and it's great as a showreel piece and things like that. And I definitely did, I fell into that trap quite a bit in my early career, such as it is. Definitely, like we all do. Why would you not? Like I will make something that will get me a lot of attention. I think it's now and then, occasionally. And then I don't
You
know.
think it's now and then occasionally, yeah?
It's now and then occasionally. Department of Redundancy Department. It's a thing that also it can drive you. It can drive you kind of mad. Like it's not a fun way of thinking. It's not, and I would rather do something like Optimus, which isn't particularly polished or anything like that. Like there's definitely things to improve there and things. That's all I can ever see when I see it
Looks
or
great,
anything. Yeah, it looks all right. I have no particular complaints. I hate
saw it
myself,
as part
but...
of a short film night that we were both at, and there were some really, really excellent things there from people who were equally ashamed of them as you, and some very, very terrible things that the people who made were incredibly proud of.
Proud
And
of
I was
it,
like,
yeah.
I see such a specific ratio here. Like, it's almost like I like directly split down the middle. But some of them were students, so it had made a very interesting thing. So
Yeah.
all power to them.
It was a good night
sorry.
as well. I got some drinks. It was nice.
It was really fun. Yeah.
So what I've
I
kind
mean,
of
Jamie,
come to...
we
Hello. Sorry.
did a 48-hour film challenge together, and
Oh, we
kept
did.
it together through that. So
We did. We didn't
think-
sleep that much even.
yeah. No, not at all.
Or did you both have? Were you both involved in both parts of that?
We did it with Sharon and her ex-fella now, and her brother. It's that one. It's like an alien
Right.
invasion thing. I don't know if you saw it, but
Was it the
Like,
was it the house invasion thing?
The what?
There was like it was one where Leo was walking around the house looking all confused.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
That was very good. I did see that. I think I saw it.
Yeah, Leo's fantastic in it, I think. And also for shooting with 2 house lamps, I'm quite proud of how it came out.
Oh yeah,
we did. We filled the inside with tinfoil, and they became reflective things. Proud of how we did it. So okay, my point was like I just kind of would rather with my own time do things that interest me. Like we made a film that is going to be part of a anthology this year. That we made for my 30th birthday. We filmed on £12.99. Like just a kind of
that's high.
Amazing.
Well, yeah, we had to buy a prop.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Oh,
but, like,
yeah,
that's what I
that's
mean.
true.
Like taking those jobs that are less fulfilling, taking these commissions, might not be massively fulfilling, but they do kind of allow you to the space. Like this one coming up, we're all doing is funded on a selection of favors. Called in from people I barely know, and also my great friends like you guys, and money that's going to be out of my own pocket, just from... Huh?
Did the NASA thing go towards rent?
No, the NASA thing went to a new camera.
Oh, yeah.
Which was... like, then I spent twice as much again rigging the fucking thing. It's a great fucking camera, but, like... That's what I mean, like, those kind of jobs, they make it possible to kind of do more interesting stuff with your own time and give you the space to do that.
Absolutely.
Which is what I would say. Like, if you're doing something with your own time, it might as well be fun, right? Right? Like, I mean, I'm sure you're not, like, writing, like, scripts for no money right now that, you're just thinking this will sell or this will like make me money or what the fuck ever. Like I've read your things and they are very non-commercially viable.
They are profoundly uncommercial. I don't know, maybe the taxi one maybe, but sorry, the Uber one, but the first one I wrote for you, I'm not even sure if people are going to want to watch it. Like,
I mean, that's always the way. I would rather make something like that than
I'm not convinced I want to watch
safe on.
Yeah.
What is it about? Can you share a little bit?
It is kind of a it's sort of built around loops. Like it starts with a scene that then repeats and becomes gradually more sinister, and then there is a root meaning behind what is going on. If that makes sense.
It's very good.
It's like it's meant to be quite like uncanny. And I know exactly why it is as it is, but I'd be interested to see what people think it's about when it actually happens. It's also based on a dream I had, which is very embarrassing.
I mean, no, those are my favorite kinds of things. Like, It Follows is based on a nightmare, a recurring nightmare.
Oh, wow.
But, like...
does that mean I get to write a horror movie about going back to school and studying French?
I mean, I would watch that.
That is my most common dream by far.
Why French, specifically?
Because it was the thing that I studied that I felt the most behind that in all circumstances. Like, I basically did it up until A-level, but was behind from pre-GCSE. But I still...
I'm very much with you on that.
I have no head for languages,
you're
man.
You're a bilingualist. You're very good at languages.
You speak like 5
so
languages.
German, fine. But like French, I remember we used to have like multiple choice quizzes, and I would just go C for this one, let's try B for this. I have no idea. And then in my final oral exam, I had to do German and French. German, I actually got 9 out of 10. French, I couldn't string a single sentence together, and I remember my teacher feeling so sorry for me, or just so bad for me, like, wow, how did you never pay attention? That we kind of just started having a conversation with, like, our hand and feet, pretending to be she was, like, the shop owner, and I was trying to buy something,
Amazing.
and I just went, bonjour, which was my most French, and we just kind of, like, waved at each other.
I mean, that is the most
I did
French
not pass that, no.
possible word. Bonjour.
Je voudrais, no.
I do
Did
not.
anyone else with multiple... I've just thought about this, but does anyone else with multiple choice, when you didn't really know the answers, did you used to try and apply like a kind of logic to it?
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely. I used to
this one
yep.
can't be like this one can't be A because the last two are A, so it must be C. Even though I don't know anything, it's amazing. I love that. And then every now and then you'd get one where, like, I remember doing a quiz where the first 10 answers were all A.
Well,
and
it's
we all
like
felt seriously stupid
if
about
you
it.
got a multiple choice thing, it's like the thing of like, if it's true or false, it's usually true because it's harder to make up a lie.
Oh.
Yeah,
Which is genuinely true. Like, they will largely be true.
you can like. It
Wish I'd
takes a
known this in
lot of
school.
effort and work to like make a fake answer that seems convincing.
Right?
Like some people are really. Have you ever like? If you ever watch have like not Would I Lie to You, which is not a particularly good show, but the people who are really good at it, it's really interesting. Like the way they both conceive of and tell the lie. Like Tara Palmer Tomkinson was incredibly good at it. She like did this whole thing
imagine
about
that.
she did a whole thing about her dad using silver nitrate to give her a sunny day on her birthday, and she spun it so well, but also threw in elements of like making what appeared to be very obvious mistakes.
Right.
And then it turned out, yeah, she was doing it intentionally, and it was so fucking funny. And yeah,
Oh, I like
turned out,
that.
she absolutely dominated that game.
I-
And R.I.P. That was a very sad death that people were
Yeah.
maybe a little speak-lipped about at the time, I think.
Yeah, no, she was good. She was really good. Whenever I saw her and things. Did I ever tell you about
First
my...
series of sorry.
No, did I ever tell you about my year 8 French exam?
Yes, I think so. But tell me
Here's a
again, because I
story
forgot about it.
coming.
Here's a story coming.
Jamie's
when I was
doing a
in-
story.
I am. So in my year 8, in year 8, the hormones had fully kind of kicked in. And so I was kind of
Oh no.
going through that naughty teenager period where I was kind of like, fuck you, authority, yeah! Where I've been a really good kid before, so I was really surprised by it. So we had I don't know if you had these like isolation units, where like the worst kids would be put in the unit for a couple days, like away from all the other
God, I thought
class.
you meant like a pod.
Oh yeah, no, it was like a tiny little cupboard room. So I was put in that, and it was like exam time. And my French exam was on I don't know what particular stage of anything this was. It was like a proper official stage, like curriculum stage. So at the exam, they gave us the papers and everything like that, and in the uni you could not talk. That was the whole thing. Like, do not say anything to the teacher, just shut the fuck up, head down, do your punishment. What is happening over there?
Sorry, I'm getting a beer out of the fridge.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on.
So like, we got the exam papers, and we opened them up, and it's a sweet.
What?
Yeah, so it's all Swedish, which we have not learned at all, obviously. And one kid puts his hand up, is like, "Nope, put it down, put it fuck down, shut up, you're the bad
No
kid."
way.
Yeah, so we had to just like sit there and do Swedish exam, in Swedish.
Amazing.
It was amazing. It was absolutely fantastic. I do not know to this day what I got, because it's just like, this is Swedish. And I think the reasoning there was like, well, to do with how well you can speak the language. It's not just about knowing French.
Yeah.
And I think it is actually, when you're in a French GCSE, it is actually about knowing French. Having worked in the field of education, I do feel like it is about testing your knowledge of the French language. Or just languages in general. So yeah, no, in my year 8 exam, I had a Swedish exam. All I know is I didn't get a
Wow.
0.
Fucking
I didn't get a
amazing.
0. I will say I didn't. I think I don't know what I did, but I didn't completely fail.
That is amazing. And like, so no one. That's incredible to me.
We weren't
I
allowed
love
to
it.
say anything.
Have I ever told you the story about the most obvious like cheating teacher I've ever had, where she was basically, I have no idea how she got the job. Like no one really knows how she got the job, but essentially she would just kind of let us run riot, and then it came to exam time, and everyone got between 96 and 99%. Even though, and the thing is, she like marked it correctly. She put like ticks and crosses on the page, but yeah. So I examined about 65 questions in. I got about 10 wrong, and I got 98%, which is so funny to me. Like I have no idea how she thought she was going to get away with that. It makes no sense to me. But yeah,
How long did she get away with it?
she got away with it completely until, I mean, she did get cautioned for that, and then she got fired for allegedly swearing at a child on the same day that someone else got fired for swearing at a child. So I have a faint feeling that might not have been why it happened to her. Also, I knew a lot of teachers who swore at kids and got away with it completely.
Oh,
fine.
my
So I don't know
God.
what it was.
Why would you not? Have you met kids? They're the worst.
Yeah, they're dreadful.
I
God,
was
if
the
only
worst.
something could be done about them. Yeah.
Again,
Oh,
I was the
like,
worst kid. I went to the unit
There
and
was a
everything.
tweet going around where it was like, what is the thing your teacher did at school that still like annoys you or you're still mad about? And I was just thinking through all of them, and I'm just like, basically everyone that I had a beef with at school deserves a public apology from me. Because they were certainly doing their job fine, and I did not, like, they did not deserve what I put them through. And I was like relatively academic up until a point. It was very silly. Yeah. When girls,
Yep.
when like I stopped fearing them. Or
When
kids.
girls.
I've never stopped
Yeah,
fearing them,
when
I'll be
girls.
honest with you. I've never stopped fearing teenage girls. They are the most
Oh
terrifying.
yeah, 100%.
Good. I'm glad.
Teenage
Fear
girls are geniuses, and they will kill us all, and we will deserve it.
They're like the best
I-
like torture agents. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes,
I never.
I'm
heard
very
of
glad
that.
Infected existed.
No, I know.
Sorry,
That's why we're
Karen.
friends.
Yeah. I will never get over being cast as the grandmother in Anastasia.
What?
That's a good
How old
grandma.
were you?
I was 15.
I mean, that is
and
old maid
it was
territory.
between me and another girl. And I, at the time, was this really angry goth 15-year-old.
At the time.
Right? So everything was... okay. I'm now just a really angry
You're
32-year-old.
not 15 anymore. But, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I
that's-
don't believe that you're 32 though.
no, it seems ludicrous.
Yeah.
You look 32 in the same way that I look like a tree man. Like, you may as well be
You look a
describing
bit like a
yourself as
tree
different
man to me,
species.
though. You're very tall.
I am. I've got a certain galumphing quality.
You do. You do. You have a
Um,
certain whomping willow about you. You know.
Thank you.
No problem.
Wow.
That sounds like something of a sexual compliment.
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, I mean, I sympathise. I got cast as a friar in Romeo and Juliet, and then an old blind man in Iolanthe, then the head Nazi in The Sound of Music, and Capulet
Wow,
in Romeo and Juliet again.
Amazing.
I've been cast as two different old men in the same play.
I've been cast as dog, wise man, and that's it. That's me. That's my entire. No, wait. One time I made siren noises off stage.
Right, explain that.
Oh well, I'm
Oh,
the
you-
worst.
were you,
As we know, I am the worst actor. Like we've been through this. Like I was in a friend's
If you're the
film.
worst, you have a naturalistic quality that implies a non-actor.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. Like I never learned. I choose not to. I am the worst actor of all time. Once I was replaced in the role of Self by a man named Fergus, who was very handsome. I don't really have any beef about that. That's fine. I get it.
Did you not once cast Matt Tyndall as yourself?
No,
Or
I
did you not play him
played
with some of the extra shots or something?
I played Matt Tyndall, who is much slimmer and less hairy than me, when he had his shirt off, because I had to do a pickup shot and I couldn't get hold of him.
That's very funny. Like, I mean, in fairness to you, he is much slimmer and less hairy than most men
Yes.
and women.
Yes.
Like, he is an extraordinarily slender man.
He does have the body of a 10-year-old boy, yes.
I feel like you probably would have been better like casting Leah as his body double. To be
I
honest,
absolutely
something like that.
no.
I would have loved to do that.
That would have been so funny. That would have really broken the yeah. So I wouldn't feel too bad about that.
I've seen Leah's ludicrous
But,
abs. I don't think
yeah.
it would work out.
Oh no! I mean, okay,
Yeah.
well done.
What makes you think I haven't got ludicrous abs? Ooh.
You
I don't.
absolutely do. That's what I
Um,
said to you.
Yeah. That wasn't what I was saying. Yeah. This went to a play.
But yeah, I did. I was Pocahontas.
Pocahontas?
With braces. That was great.
Aw.
And I still have the video of it. It's basically me go half. Yeah, I couldn't really sing with braces, but I was Pocahontas. And then yeah, Anastasia's grandmother.
His grandma. Oh,
Pocahontas with braces does sound like a sort of off West End like experimental play, like a
Yeah,
Rosencrantz and
exactly.
Guildenstern are dead sort of situation.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
respect that.
I'm really down with
Also,
this like
is-
avant-garde Dutch curriculum.
Also, I was about to say, is that not a sort of slightly icky example of whitewashing that you definitely, it wasn't your fault or anything, and then I sort of remembered like Dutch culture in general, and thought like over a week we just let you have that one.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it could be.
You know, there's room for improvement, but you know, go ahead.
I know.
Anyway,
and
we're not
the
holding you
feast
to
at the
account.
same time. Yeah.
Oh no, I should have timed that better.
God, they were too good. Or were too bad, I'm not sure.
Fusing Spider. I thought it was Fuming Spider, and I like that a lot more. Now I don't care for him.
You're such an angry spider.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Oh, well.
here's
It's fine.
our quickfire question.
I was just gonna say you should do that.
I should do that. During our last match, we like to do a quickfire questions, whether it's stupid or whether it's good. I've completely, in the time it's taken me to introduce the concept and then start it, I've forgotten what I was going to say. I had a really good one too. It was sort of.
Is it not written down?
Oh Christ, no! Did I hell write it down? I thought of it earlier, and then I thought, yeah, that was good. What the fuck was it? So it's something like to do with it. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so time, money, crippling mental illnesses being what they are, notwithstanding. What is your dream project? Creative project?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That is very good. Do you have an idea in mind for this?
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
Do you want to go first? You go first.
Okay, so time, money, and crippling mental illnesses, and my own incompetence notwithstanding, my dream project, my dream film that I make in my head, is a kind of The Fugitive-esque thriller about two men on opposite sides of the law on a cross-country manhunt who, like, they hate each other
I thought you were
so
going to
much.
say marathon for a second.
I mean, maybe it
Raising
is
money
a
for
marathon.
charity.
I don't know. Just a nice
So they're on a
film
cross-country
about
manhunt.
two dudes. It's a cross-country manhunt, and they hate each other so much they could almost kiss each other.
Yeah. And then they do.
Oh, they absolutely do. Yeah, yeah. I thought it was implied.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's totally fine.
That is the thing that I would make if I was given infinite amounts of money. Also, Godzilla's just like rampaging in the background, like obviously. Again, I thought that was given.
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel like that is the subtext to all of you. God,
I'm gonna tell J.J. Abrams and make it a
disappointing,
Cloverfield.
It's amazing in how many ways the Cloverfield Paradox was your dream film without in any way being a tolerable film.
Ooh, it's one of the worst
Like it
I've ever
is
seen.
everything you've always wanted to make, but it's one of the worst films of all time.
I mean, genuinely, 10 Cloverfield
so-
Lane is pretty close to being exactly the kind of thing I would like to make when, if I was
Yeah.
good. Like it's
You could
exactly
totally
Jamie-
make
there.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
What did you think about the ending?
I get why it's
despise the
there.
ending.
I get why it's there. But I
Sure.
think it could have done without those 10 specific minutes.
Because I fucking loved it until the
Really?
ending, and then I was
right,
like,
okay.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Again,
I
I get
fucking
why
hate
it's there.
that
Like, the
ending so much.
reasoning is really good. Like, the reasoning is very, very good. But it's just kind of right? Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I mean, not
was
to
like,
spoil it
it's
for
not.
listeners who maybe haven't.
I also thought it made it less of a Cloverfield film. Like, I thought it was more of a Cloverfield film before that moment, and then it was like, oh, this is something else. I don't know what this is.
Yes.
And like, oh god, I just the fact that we got a like mind-bending sci-fi horror film starring Gugu Mbatha-Raw and
Yeah.
David
Like, so many
Oyelowo
good performances
and-
as well. The
so many good
Yaldi.
things. Yeah, and like none of it was good.
No.
Ah,
Genuinely
but not
bottom
that.
5
Maybe
film
that,
materials.
but good would be mine. Yeah,
That's fair.
like properly, like inexcusably bad.
It was. It made no sense. It made no attempt to make sense. It was, and like the worst part of it is that I will still go see any Cloverfield movie. Like if you stick with Cloverfield, I'm in.
100%.
Yeah,
I've watched worse films twice on.
you absolutely have,
Netflix.
and then you've made me watch them just for trolling reasons. I think.
Wait, which one did I make you watch that was really, really bad?
I don't
feel like
even
I'm
know anymore.
quite careful with what ones I make you watch, but yeah, fair.
So that would be my pick. Like a good what I like about Fugitive specifically is Tommy Lee Jones playing a man who like articulates his every thought as they happen, and I really enjoy Tommy Lee Jones in that movie very much. Like it's a funnier film than you think, as well.
He's the only one who thinks he's in a comedy as well, which is good because the amount of times that Tommy Lee Jones has been the only one who knows he's in a comedy. I feel like Christian Bale is like that in American Psycho. Is that he knows it's a comedy, and who's the director again?
That is.
She's great.
Fuck, why was it Catherine something?
Mary Harron.
That's it. Yes.
I think Mary Harron.
She's got a new one coming out this year.
She knows it's a comedy, and amazing. Yeah, she cast it because he understood it was a comedy, and she knows it's a comedy, and absolutely no one else knows that it's a comedy, with the possible exception of his two best friends.
Christian Bale.
Jared Leto has no idea.
No, Jared Leto has no sense of humor whatsoever. Christian Bale also is that one person in American Hustle, I think.
Yes.
Like everybody else is playing it straight, and I like that film genuinely. I like a bit of David O. Russell. Well, he's a knob.
Yeah.
But,
it did give us that amazing moment of Bradley Cooper telling off Louis C.K. for not. What was the thing he was like? It was he did that thing on a podcast where he said I was like that guy in the audience at the actor's studio never grows up to who asks a stupid question about acting, never grows up to win an Oscar, and then there's one where it is literally Bradley Cooper, and then there's that scene in American Hustle where he sort of just jumps up and down on Louis C.K. and pats him on the head and laughs at him while Louis C.K. looks really upset, and it's so funny. It's absolutely perfect. But I think that film is very overrated, even though I don't really understand it.
I mean, it's a mess, and but it goes for it. And David Russell's an absolute dick. Yeah. So
better than Joy.
I mean, probably. I didn't see it.
No one did.
That was just. Oh, hi.
So, Leah, do you have a role or anything you have absolutely dreamed of playing for a long time? Or you can make up the role?
I have always wanted to play. Yeah, I've always wanted to play a superhero.
Really? Any particular superhero?
You'd be very good at it as well.
Just. No, I don't know. I don't even have a specific superhero in mind. I just want to kick some butt. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who I'd cast you as. Probably no. You know who I'd cast you as personally? I would cast you as the Domino from the X-Men series, who has the best possible superpower.
I think you're gonna say Domino from the film Domino.
Yeah, also
I know,
that.
I got confused as well.
Yeah. So Domino, I think,
that's a film that no one saw, but is a good reference point.
Oh yeah, it's Keira Knightley's first time she was I'm an adult.
Yeah.
It's Tony Scott as well, which I never got along with him, but it's sad that he's not a thing anymore.
It is sad. You mean physically? He's not a person.
He's not. That's he's that's. I was trying to make it good. Apparently, made it worse. Domino in X-Men. I think she's in one of the worst films, which is all of them. She has almost kiss makeup. It's she's got white powder face, and then
I can totally make that work.
Yeah, but she has the power of probability manipulation, which is the best possible superpower. Think about it. What are the odds right now that you have $1 billion? It's 0. Make it 1. Make it a probability of $1 billion in the bank account. What am I eating? Is it cheese on toast? No, it's lobster.
Do you know, I feel the origins of that character must have been in D&D or something.
Oh, almost.
It seems like a very D&D character. I always, who else I always thought had lots of potential, but everyone loves them and I think they fucking suck, is whatever the fast guy is, or the guy who can make time go slow, or he can move really fast in the last two X-Men movies. Yeah, maybe because he's played by that guy who I can't stand.
He's played by two guys.
Is that a guy who
American Horror Story. Evan. Who's the worst thing in every series of American Horror Story, but people love him, and I don't know why. I think he's awful.
I love those scenes. I think the scenes are really well done in the X-Men movies.
I don't think I do. I don't know. I'm kind of it's a bit like my friend was saying about what is that vampire anime? like based on
Helsing?
the video game Castlevania.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like saying a lot of that thing is like, I am Warren Ellis, watch me skateboard. Like, it felt like those films are a bit like that.
That's fucking beautiful. I
love
that's
it so much.
so
It
good.
applies much more to Castlevania, to be fair. Watch me skateboard, that's so good. Yeah, I don't know, I guess, do we want to do mine now? I guess, like, I always...
Yeah.
Like, this is not so much a project, more just a thing I want to get really good at writing, is like that combination of deeply surreal and uncanny horror and social realism that Under the Skin is the best example of.
Oh, I haven't
I
seen
think-
that yet.
It's deeply horrifying. It's also very boring in stretches, but I think while it's being good, like I respect what it's doing while I think it's not really entertaining me. But I've always really wanted to write something that is that good at being like, on the one hand, like incredibly, like a lot of it is literally shot guerrilla, and like using non-actors as people reacting to the fact that Scarlett Johansson is trying to pick them up in a truck, followed by these like deeply horrifying scenes of her leading them onto like this black liquid that then consumes them, which I don't understand why it's scary at all, but it scares the shit out of me.
But it works. Yeah.
Yeah, and also Mika Levy's score is incredible, and she is fantastic. But that, I think, is a really good example of it. I think Kill List is maybe a little too obvious about it, but A Field in England is really good at it. There's a few other ones. It's just a type of that I wanted to get really good at writing, because I think it's much more interesting than one or the other.
Well, you know what we've got to do now
think,
is
you know-
basically you have to write these things. Leah has to come to me with like a short about a superhero that we can make on $12.99.
I'll make up my own.
Yeah, please do. No, genuinely, I want to see this now. I want to see like the lowest budget superhero you could come up, like.
Yeah.
I think like a Jessica
Okay, let me
Jones
work
kind
on
of
this.
thing. Yeah.
You are literally in a relationship with Jessica Jones.
I really am.
I'm
like,
so jealous.
Yay! We won one. That's a good way to end the podcast.
Woo!
The show, whatever we
That's
call
very,
it.
very good.
Yeah, well done, everybody.
Excellent.
That's not me, so I
Thank
don't
you.
give a shit. Fuck that guy.
I think we're
Well-
growing as people.
I think we really are. We're growing as
I think we
Overwatch
are.
players and also as human beings.
Yeah.
I will stop streaming in a second. I've been Jamie Drew. You can find me on the internet, Hey Jamie Drew, on both Twitter, Instagram, and pretty much anywhere else that I've remembered to change my username lately from Dread Pirate. Guys, where can we find you? Where can we find you?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm Leah. You can find me on Twitter, Annabelle_Leah, but not L-I-A, but L-E-A, because I thought that would be funny.
Fair enough.
It is funny. You can find me on, I guess, Instagram as Duncan_VB. I'm not on Twitter, but I do run the BROverwatch Twitter account, which is @Let'sBroverwatch. I started this new thing where I post a lot about, I guess, video games and like nostalgia and shit like that. It's become lots of fun to do. I've tried to become less angry on it, and I think overall people are responding very positively, so that's very good.
I'm enjoying
come
the
on
sheer
there, have a
amount
chat.
of
I always like replying
gifts.
stuff.
Also, a good game
Oh,
to Overwatch account is what you can kind of, if you can tell when it's Duncan and when it's Jamie being very drunk and remembering the password. Like, that's a good game to play.
Every now and then you do it during the day, which is always exciting.
Well,
like, what is Jamie
look,
up to?
I'm from the
Yeah, I
north.
do
I
wonder.
don't have a real job.
Okay.
He's doing a couple of afternoon spritzers.
Yeah, just I'm a lady what lunches. I don't know what to tell you. But this has been BROverwatch, literally playing Overwatch this time. We play a lot of other things. We're trying to figure out how to get on Sea of Thieves. But, you know, rare if you
Oh
listen.
yeah.
Let us know.
I think that's the end of the month.
Yeah, probably the end of the month.
Oh, which it is. Almost.
A little bit of news.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be around for a couple of weeks in the near future. Just for a couple of work reasons, weirdly. So I guess, like, you guys have to figure that one out. So, you know, you're going to miss my dulcet tones. But
Always.
for Overwatch, we are live every Sunday at 3 p.m. If you have any kind of questions for us or suggestions, talking points, things like that, and also suggestions for things we can all play together, we're always down for that shit. And
Yeah, absolutely,
that's
like-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooray! Thank
Sweet.
you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to
Thank
stop
you.
Cheers, guys.
broadcasting.
That was a lot of fun.
Good team.
Bye.
Woo! Bye bye.
Bye.
Let's stop broadcasting.